In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to count. No, put down those fingers. We are not counting on our hands and toes. I'm going to be showing you how to leverage the Count and Countifs functions in Google Sheets to count your data based on multiple characteristics. It's a total time saver, and I'll show you how to do it in this video. Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is the Part-Time Economist, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to count items in Google Sheets based off multiple characteristics. So before we get into the technicalities, I want to explain where this might be useful. So let's suppose that you are the manager of a large organization and you've got different teams and districts and they've all got a sales target. You might want to count and say, okay, out of all this data, tell me how many teams exceeded $100,000 in sales. Okay, they would give you a number. Maybe you wanted to get more detailed information. So how many teams from District 1 exceeded their sales quota? Or let's suppose we're looking at individual teams. How many teams exceeded their sales quota for 1, 2, 3 quarters in a row? You could think really of any kind of criteria here that would be important, right? Literally anything you're doing. How many people said that the economy was the most important issue and national defense was the second most important issue, right? What you're really doing with these count and countifs functions is you are selecting and getting a count of how many items in your data set match specific criteria. So we'll start off with the basics here. What is the basic countif function? The basic countif function in Google Sheets says return a number, count a cell basically if a certain criteria is met. So Countif. And remember, whenever we're doing the formulas in Google Sheets, we are always going to start off with that equal sign. So countif. And what are we counting? Well, when we do a countif function, we've got two characteristics. Number one is the range. Where are we looking for this data? And then number two, what is this criterion? So where are we looking and what are we trying to find? Well, for this example, let's suppose we just want the total number of teams that made greater than 100. So we select that range, and then what we do is we enter a comma and then we enter our criterion. Now this is going to be in the form of quotation marks. So all we have to do is greater than 100, close our quotations, close our parentheses, and we see that 11 of those teams made over their sales target of 100. That is pretty cool. And if we wanted to see how many of our total teams exceeded their goal, we could do 11 divided by 15 and we would see how many teams exceeded that goal. That's pretty cool, but it's pretty basic. Instead, let's suppose we were focusing on a specific district. Let's suppose that last year, District 1, they were not good at all. They were just missing their sales targets. They were not doing good. So we want to specifically look and see what District 1's also exceeded their goal. So what you're seeing here is we're looking at two criteria. And really anytime we go to two criteria, the same formula will extend across multiple criteria as well. So for that, we're going to use a separate function, which is called countifs, IFS. So equals equal sign. Why am I not getting my equal sign? There we go. Countifs. And it's really the exact same formula. So we want to look for District 1, right? So in the alpha column, we want to see, is it equal to 1? And then for our second, basically search parameter here, we want to say in this column, are we going to be greater than 100? So let me just go ahead and put all of that in there. And basically what we've got is we're saying count. We only want you to count a cell if the district is District 1 and the sales are greater than 100, right? So what we're going to go ahead and do, we enter that and we see that it exactly works out. So this red is at 100. That one is not counted. This one, oops, sorry, we're not talking about colors yet. This District 1 is 100. That's not counted. District 1, 200. That is counted. That is counted. Let's see. This one's going to be counted. And anything that's District 1 and greater than 100 is going to be counted for us, and it'll give us that return of 5. So that's really cool because we can sort by multiple criteria. You could extend this as much as you wanted. You could say District 1 and blue team and greater than 200, and you could extend this to multiple columns as well. It would follow the same form. But what you might also want to do is you might want to count if something is not true. So let's suppose that instead of this being all our districts, this is our top 15. And we don't really care about which team was in the top 15 as long as it was not our silver team, right? So for whatever reason, let's pretend we just don't want to keep track of our silver team, right? Or you could think of this another way. Suppose you've been giving out awards, right? And you've been giving out awards, and the last 10 times you have given out an award, it went to the silver team. And they're doing awesome, they're doing great, but you do not want the award to go out to the silver team this time. So what you could do is you could count if something is not true. So equals Countif. Again, it follows the same, and this is what I like about Google Sheets, is it really follows the same formula regardless of if we are extending it or if we're doing the inverse of something. So Countif, and again, we're going to be looking in this team column. We want to see, is this not equal to gold? So again, we start off with our quotations, and what we do this time is we put the less than sign, followed by the greater than sign, and then we put our criteria that we do not want to be true. So gold. What we want to do is we want to count if something is not equal to gold. So what we do, we count all of those up, and what we indeed see is that all 15 are not gold because I have not included gold in there. So let's change that to one that I do have in there. So let's put in the silver team. What you'll see is that drops down to 14 because there is one silver in there. So overall, that's pretty quick. It's an easy way of counting the number of data points that you have that match multiple criteria or that do not match a certain criteria. And again, you could think of countless situations in which that would be useful, right? How many salespeople have met their targets for quarter 1, but not quarter 2, right? Maybe we're trying to see a change there. But whatever the case, Google Sheets makes it incredibly easy. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.